Hi, I'm Doris from the Lilburn branch. Today I will be talking about an important part of personal finance credit cards and credit scores. I will cover why you might need a credit card, factors to consider when choosing a card, and best ways to use that card so that you build good credit. Then I will give you some information about credit reporting and credit scoring. At the end, I will show you resources from Gwinnett County Public Library you can use for personal finance research. First of all, why do you need a credit card? Well, you don't want to have to carry a big wad of cash around, and merchants are less likely than in the past to take checks. Some of you guys may not even know what those are. You might ask, but I have a debit card. There are some safety reasons why you might still want to have a credit card. While you are protected against fraudulent purchases with a debit card, the amount stolen will come out of your bank balance and you will have to wait at least until you contact your bank to be reimbursed. For a credit card account, you contact the issuer, report the fraud, and never pay the charge. Even for valid purchases, there is an amount that is a pending charge each time you swipe a credit or debit card, and it may be more than the actual amount you pay. With a debit card, this reduces your available balance in your bank account. With a credit card, that reduction in your available balance, you probably won't even notice. Other reasons why you might want to get a credit card is to establish credit. You might want to get a loan in the future for a home or a car. We will go over how to get a credit card and some considerations when choosing one. If you're new to credit cards, check what's offered by your bank or credit union. If that doesn't work and you have trouble qualifying elsewhere, look into a secured card. With a secured card, you deposit money into a special savings account, usually $500, and that is your credit limit. When you pay off at the end of each month, it builds good credit history. These have higher APRs and sometimes annual fees, but once you establish credit, you can apply for a traditional credit card. If you do have established credit and are shopping around, look for a card with low interest rates if you don't plan to pay your amount in full each month. If you plan to pay in full, look for a rewards card that rewards for categories that you will actually use. One thing to keep in mind, credit cards are not like bank accounts. They are loans. You're borrowing money each time you use one. If you don't pay it off at the end of the month, you owe a debt. Pay the full balance at the end of the month if at all possible. If you don't pay your balance in full each month, you will incur interest charges. Credit card interest rates are typically between 15% and 25%, so carrying a balance month to month can become expensive. If you do carry a balance, avoid late fees by paying at least your minimum payment by the due date. Be careful with your card. Report immediately if it is lost or stolen. In this section, I've covered credit cards, advantages to having one, how to select one, and how to use cautiously. Now, in the next section, I will cover how credit cards and other loans will affect your credit report and credit scores, and thus your future. First, a few definitions. A credit reporting agency collects information about you from your lenders, not just credit cards, but all other loans. This will include adverse actions against you, payment history, and amount you owe. Credit reports are used not just by lenders, but sometimes by insurance companies and employers to judge your trustworthiness, to handle money, or even to be a better insurance risk. A credit score is a number based on your credit report that signifies your credit worthiness. There are three major credit bureaus: Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. It's important to check your credit reports for accounts you did not open or to make sure things are reported correctly. Best way to do that is on the website annualcreditreport.com or call 877-322-8228. Currently, you can get a free report weekly from each agency by going through this website. It is normally one per year from each, but due to the coronavirus outbreak, they are allowing weekly reports. Keep in mind, this is the only site to get free credit reports with no strings attached. While credit scores are not available for free from annualcreditreport.com, you can get a free credit score approximation by your bank or credit card company usually. The most common score is the FICO score, but each credit agency has a score that is calculated slightly differently. A FICO score, according to nerdwallet.com, has 5 components. The most important components are payment history at 35%, an amount owed when compared to your available credit line at 30%. Other less important factors are account age at 15%, requests to open new credit lines, also called inquiries, at 10%, and your mix of different types of credit at 10%. With these percentages in mind, I will go over some tips to improve your score. Pay all accounts on time, and this includes accounts of every type. While utility accounts do not show positive action on your report, it will show if your account is in debt collection. Secondly, owe less than your credit limits. The best way to do that, pay off your cards in full at the end of each month. Another tip is to not close unused accounts, particularly if you have had those accounts longer, since age of account opening matters. Be cautious with what cards you open, especially department store cards that offer you a discount for applying for a card. It likely won't be worth a dip in your credit score to open one. It affects your account age and counts as a hard inquiry. Now that we have covered credit cards, credit reports, and scores, I'd like to show you in the final section where you can find information on our website to help you explore personal finance. The Personal Finance Resource Guide is our librarian vetted guide to the best personal finance information, including books, outside websites, and GCPL premium subscription resources. Consumer Ed is a resource of the Georgia State Government with all types of consumer information. You can even ask a question and it may get answered on the website. Lynda.com has videos about a large range of topics, many in the personal finance area. To access, click the link on our webpage, then log in with your library card and PIN number. How do we get to all these resources? Our webpage, gwinnettpl.org. Go to the tab called Learn and Explore. You will see a drop-down menu of library resources. You want adult digital resources in our personal finance guide. On the Adult Resources tab, click Business and Personal Finance. Scroll down for more resources. Today, we've covered credit cards, how to choose the right one, and how best to use it. We then switched to credit reporting and scoring, including what a credit report contains, what makes up a score, and tips to increase that score. I hope you have enjoyed this and use these concepts to responsibly manage your credit for today and the future.